Today we are going to learn how to crochet this bearded elf. First, we are going to crochet the body. Magic ring first. Wrap the wire around your pinky. Put it on the index finger. Form a coil on the middle finger. Pinch the coil with your thumb and middle finger. Then we crochet through the loop and hook the thread through. And then we wrap the thread from the top and bring it through the loop on the crochet hook. This is a CH chain stitch. The first CH of each loop we don't count as a stitch. For the first loop we will hook 6 SC single crochet. Crochet through the loop and hook the thread through. This time there are 2 loops on the crochet hook. We wind the thread directly over the 2 loops on the crochet hook. This way 1 stitch is 1 stitch. This is 1 SC single crochet. We are going to have 6 single crochets. After hooking, check. Here's the CH. It's not the mother of all pins. 6. After the hook, let's take off the coil. Find the short one. Pull it tight until there's no hole in the center. Then find the position of the first stitch. Hook the thread through the crochet hook. Then bring the thread right through the crochet hook and tighten it. This is a SL straight, and that completes our first loop. Next, winding thread over the loop on the crochet hook. This is ACH, SL straight after each hook. Then stand up and start hooking the next round. Our pattern for the second loop is 6 ink. That's 2 SC in each stitch. The finished stitch is 12 stitches, where we entered the first stitch, at the point where the SL straight is. Cut a SC through the crochet hook. Then enter the stitch in this stitch pattern. Hook another SC. This way 2 stitches are grouped together. Hook 6 sets of stitches. Find the position of the first stitch SL straight. This completes the second loop. Next we hook ACH. Crochet the third loop. The pattern for the third loop is 1 SC 1 ink in a group, cycle 6 groups. The stitch count after this loop is 18. Let's start with the first stitch. Hook 1 SC. Then enter the hook in the second stitch, 1 ink. This way 3 stitches are in a group. Hook up the last group. Find the position of the first stitch SL straight. Then hook 1 CH. Next, hook 4. The pattern for the fourth loop is 1 SC 1 ink 1 SC in a group. Cycle 6 groups. The number of stitches in this loop is 24. Let's start with 1 SC. And then we'll hook 1. Stitch 2. and then another SC. This makes a group of 4 stitches. After the last group, we find the first stitch, SL straight, then hook 1 CH. Next, circle 5. The pattern for the 5th lap is 3 SC, 1 ink for a group. Cycling through 6 groups. The number of stitches in this loop is 30. Let's start with 3 SC. And then we'll hook 1 ink. This way 5 stitches are grouped together. Hook up the last group. Find the position of the first stitch, SL straight. Next, hook ACH. Let's go to the 6th circle. The pattern for the 6th loop is 2 SC, 1 ink, 2 SC in a group. Cycle 6 groups. The number of stitches in this loop is 36. Hook 2 SC first. Then hook an ink. Then hook 2 more SC. Sew 6 stitches in a group. Hook up the last group. Find the position of the first stitch, SL straight. Then hook ACH. Next, hook the 7th circle. The pattern for the 7th loop is 5 SC, 1 ink for a group. Cycle through 5 groups. Start by checking 5 SCs. 2, 3, 5, and then hook an ink. The number of stitches in this loop is 42. This is how it looks. 7 stitches in a group. Hook up the last group. Find the position of the first stitch, SL straight. Next, hook 1 CH. Hook the 8th loop. Laps 8 through 11. We are all going to start by checking a circle of SC without adding or subtracting. That's in every stitch. Only 1 SC. 42 SC in each loop. After the hook SL straight CH. And then the next round. Go to the 11th circle. Now we hook to this last stitch of the 11th loop. We'll hook ASC in the unfinished stitch. That's when there are 2 loops left on the crochet hook. Let's switch him over to the green thread. Direct crochet. Bring the thread through these 2 loops. Then find the position of the first stitch. When SL straight, place these 2 threads on top of this crochet hook. Bring over the SL ST. Later we hook ACH. The next 11 to 14 laps, still the same, hook 1 round without adding or subtracting 42 SC. Use this green line. Let's take this thread and give it a few stitches. That's directly on top of this crochet hook. And then you're going to make a short crochet as normal. After a few stitches, we can just let go of the hook. Then we continue to the front. And then later on, we'll cut the line behind this one. That's it. Let's hook him up for the 14th turn. Hook him up for the 14th lap. We find the position of the first stitch SL ST. and then we make ACH, and then the 15th lap, we'll hook 6 SCs for the 15th lap. 1 December, 6 SC as a group, cycling through 3 groups. We'll start by hooking 6 SC. And then we'll check 1 December. How to hook a deck. Notice that we're picking the outer half of this crochet hook directly. And then we'll do the same with the next stitch, the outer half of the crochet. After picking up the 2 outer half stitches, hook the thread over. Hook directly over the 2 outer half stitches, 2 loops on the crochet hook. And then we wind the tape over these 2 coils. This is 1 deck. And then we'll go on to hook 6 more SC. "13 stitches in a group. Let's hook 3 sets. After this round is 39 stitches. Hook the last stitch. Find the position of the first stitch SL straight. Hook ACH. Next, hook the 16th loop. The pattern for the 16th loop is to hook 11 SCs first, 1 deck as a group, cycling through 3 groups. The number of stitches in this loop is 36. Let's start with 11 SC. "1 December. This is a group of 12 stitches. The number of stitches in this loop is 36. Hook the last set of stitches. Find the position of the first stitch SL straight. Hook ACH. Next, we'll hook the 17th loop. The pattern for the next 17th loop is 2 SC, 1 deck, 2 SCs as a group, cycling through 6 groups. The stitch count after this loop is 30. Let's start with 2 SC. Then we hook 1 deck. Then hook 2 SC. This makes a group of 5 stitches. Find the position of the first stitch. SL straight. The next 18 laps, we hook ACH. 18th circle we'll hook 30 SCs without adding or subtracting. That's in every stitch. Only 1 SC is hooked. After 1 round, find the position of the first stitch SL straight. Next, hook 1 CH. 19th loop. The pattern for the 19th loop is 3 SC, 1 deck for a set, cycling through 6 groups. The number of stitches in this loop is 24. Let's start by hooking 3 SC. And then we'll hook 1 deck. This way, 4 stitches are grouped together. Hook up the last group. Crochet to the first stitch. SL straight. Then create ACH. We'll give him a little bit of cotton to start with. After stuffing the cotton, let's hook the 20th loop. The pattern for the 20th loop is 1SC, 1 deck, 1SC. For a group, cycle 6 groups. The number of stitches in this loop is 18. Let's start with 1SC. And then we'll hook a December. Then ESC. This makes a group of 3 stitches. The last group, we find the position of the first stitch, SL straight. Then hook ACH. Next, the 21st loop. The pattern for the 21st lap is 1SC. 1 deck for a group. Loop 6 groups. The number of stitches in this loop is 12. First 1SC. Then check 1 deck. This way the 2 needles are grouped together. Hook up the last group. Find the position of the first stitch. SL straight. Hook ACH. Next, we'll hook the 22nd loop. For the 22nd loop, we'll hook a straight 6SC. The position of the needle is at the point where you pull up a standing stitch. Don't miss it. 1 round of decreases is 6. Needle head. Then find the position of the first stitch, SL straight. Hook 1CH. Then leave a section of thread to break. Next, we take out our sewing needle, and we are going to close it up. Pick the purpose of this needle. Outer half stitch. And then loop like this to tighten him up. And then we are going to give him a little bit of a direct wrap. Tie a knot. And with that, we are done with the main body. Next, we'll outline the head. Let's start with the loop. Wrap the thread around your little finger. Put it on the index finger, forming a coil on the middle finger. Then crochet through the loop. Hook the thread through. Wrap the thread from above and bring it through the loop on the crochet hook. This is ACH. Then the starting needle is not used as a stitch. Hook 6 SCs first. Hook this front. We are with that main body part. It's all the same. After 6 SC hooks, let's take off the coil. Find the short wire and pull it tight. Pull it to the center. There's no hole here. Then find the position of the first stitch through the crochet hook. Hook the thread over, and then bring it right through the loop on the crochet hook. Well, that's the first loop. Hook arch. Next second to third loop are the same. Hook 6 SC. That's inside each stitch, only one SC is hooked. After taking off low, short stitches, find the position of the first stitch. SL straight. Tighten him up. This is the second lap. The third lap is the same. When we're done with the third loop, cut this thread short. Next, the fourth loop. The pattern for the fourth lap is 1 SC, 1 ink, 1 SC in a group. Loop 2 groups. The stitch size after this loop is 8 stitches. Start with a SC. Then hook an ink. That's 2 SCs in one stitch. And then one more SC. This makes a group of 4 stitches. Another set of hooks. 1 SC. An ink. One more SC. After the circle is done in this way, find the position of the first stitch, SL straight. Hook 1 CH. Next, the fifth loop. The pattern for the fifth lap is 3 short stitches and 1 extra stitch in a group. Loop 2 groups. 10 stitches after this loop. Let's start with 3 SC. 1, 2, 3, 1 ink. This makes a group of 5 stitches. Then after the hook, find the position of the first stitch, SL straight. Hook ACH. Next, the sixth loop. The pattern for the sixth lap is 2 SC, 1 ink, 2 SC in a group. Loop 2 groups. The number of stitches in this loop is 12. Let's start with 2 SC. And then we hook 1 ink. Then hook 2 SC. This way 6 stitches are grouped together. After the 2 groups have been hooked up, Find the position of the first stitch SL straight. Hook 1 CH. Next, the 7th loop. The pattern for the 7th lap is 5 SC, 1 ink for group. Loop 2 groups. The number of stitches after this loop is 14. Let's start with 5 SC. Then we hook 1 ink. This makes a group of 7 stitches. Hook up the last group. Find the position of the first stitch, SL straight. Next, create ACH. Ace circle's rule is 3 SC. 1 ink, 3 SCs in a group. Cycle through 2 groups. We'll start by hooking 3 SC. And then we'll hook 1 ink. Then hook 3 SC. This makes a group of 8 pins. After hooking, find the position of the first stitch, SL straight. Then hook ACH. Next, the 9th loop. The pattern for the 9th lap is 7 SC, 1 ink for a group. Loop 2 groups. This loop is 18 stitches. Start with 7 SC. Then hook 1 ink. This way 9 pins are grouped together. Hook up the last group with the first stitch SL straight. Hook ACH. Next, the 10th loop. The pattern for the 10th lap is 4 SC, 1 ink, 4 SCs in a group. Cycle through 2 groups. The number of stitches in this loop is 20. Let's start with 4 SC. And then we hook an ink. Then hook 4 more SC. This makes a group of 10 stitches. Hook up the last group. Find the position of the first stitch. Then hook ACH. On the 11th loop we hook 9 SC, 1 ink for a group. Loop 2 groups. The stitch count after this loop is 22. Start with 9 SC. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Then hook an ink. That's 11 stitches in a group. Hook up the last group. Find the position of the first stitch SL straight. Hook ACH. Next, hook the 12th loop. Lap 12. Hook 2 ink. 7 SC. E-ink as a group. Check 2 groups first. First hook 1 ink. We are going to start with 2 inks. The second stitch is also ink. Next hook 7 SC. Then take 1 more ink. And then we'll do the same thing with another set of hooks. After the 2 sets, we have 2 left. Give him 2 SCs like this. When you're done, find the position of the first stitch SL straight. Hook ACH. Next, crochet the 13th loop. We hook a round of SC without adding or subtracting. That is inside each stitch. There is only 1 SC in each stitch. That's 28 stitches in a row. Crochet the last stitch. Find the position of the first stitch. SL straight. Hook ACH. Next, crochet the 14th round. For the 14th loop, we'll start by hooking an ink. Then we hook 1 ink. 11 SC. 1 ink for a group. 2 groups of hooks. Hook 1 ink first. Then hook 11 short stitches. Four, 5, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and then 1 more ink. Give him another set like this. And then the last remaining stitch. Give him an ink. That's 34 stitches. After the hook is finished, find the position of the first stitch SL straight. Hook 1 CH. Next 15th loop, we hook 34 short stitches without adding or subtracting. That's only 1 SC in each stitch. Hook 1 loop. Hook the last stitch. Find the position of the first stitch SL straight. Hook ACH. Next we'll hook the 16th loop. Hook 1 ink in the first stitch. Second stitch. We are going to start hooking 3 sets of stitches. 9 SC, 1 ink. For a set of cycle 3 groups, Start by hooking 9 short stitches. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. After hooking up the 9 SC, hook an ink. This looks like a group of 12 pins. Repeat and hook again. 2 groups make 3. The extra stitches in the front are not counted. After hooking the remaining 2 sets of stitches, we have 3 stitches left, and 2 more inks. Then hook ASC in the last stitch. Then find the position of the first stitch. SL straight. Then hook ACH. For the next 17th loop, we'll hook 40 SC. That's also 40 SC after this round. After hooking 40 SC, we SL straight in the first stitch. Hook 1 CH. Next we'll hook the 18 loop. On the 18 we will start with 2 SC. Then 1 ink. Then hook 10 SC, 1 ink pin as a group. Hook 3 groups. Hook 10 SC first. Four, 5, 6, 7, 8, 10. After 10 SCs are hooked up, hook up 1 ink. Same 10 SC, 1 ink. Hook 2 more sets. After hooking the remaining 2 sets, next we hook 2 more SC. And then 2 ink. Find the position of the last stitch SL straight. We'll finish this round with 46 stitches. Then hook ACH. On the 19th loop we hook 46 SCs without adding or subtracting. Hook the last stitch. Find the position of the first stitch SL straight. Next, hook 1 CH. On the 20th loop we hook a loop of ink. That is, in each stitch, we hook 2 SC. Hook a circle. The number of stitches in a round after hooking is 92 stitches. crochet the last stitch. Find the position of the first stitch SL stitch. And then hook 1 CH. Disconnect. Then we wrap the threads. And with that, we've crocheted a hat. Next, we'll hook the nose. Magic ring. Hook 6 SC first. Hook 1 CH. Hook 6 SC. One, 2, 3, 4, 5. Hook up 6 SC. Needle later take off the coil and pull it tight. Then find the position of the first stitch SL straight. And that's the first loop crocheted. Hook ACH. We hook 6 ink. The stitch count after this loop is 12 stitches. Then after hooking, find the position of the first stitch, SL straight. Hook 1 CH, and then we'll give it a short cut at the end of the thread. And then the third loop. On the third circle we take 12 SC. Then we find the first SL straight. Hook 1 CH. On the fourth loop we hook 6 stack. Pick the outer half of this stitch directly. Pick 2 outer half stitches, then bring the thread over. Bring over the first 2 coils first, then 2 loops on the crochet hook. Wrap the thread and then carry it directly over the last 2 loops. Give it 6 hooks like this. After we've hooked the 6 stacks V, find the position of the first stitch, SL straight. Then hook 1 CH. Leave the line longer, short because this is the end of the line. And then in the middle, stuff a little bit of cotton. This looks like the nose part. That's it. Next we'll hook the arms, using the white magic ring 6SC in the first loop. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. After hooking up, taking off the coil, pull tight and find the position of the first stitch SL straight. Hook 1 CH. Next, on the second loop, we'll hook an SC, 1 ink for each group. Loop 3 groups. Hook 1 SC first. Then hook 1 ink. Two groups. After the 3 groups are hooked up, find the position of the first stitch SL straight. Hook 1 CH, and then on the third loop we hook 9 SC. It's the SC that hooks a circle. Three, 4, 5, 6, 7, 9. When you're done, look for. Go to the first stitch, SL straight. Hook 1 CH, then cut the threads short. For the fourth loop, we will hook the outer half of the stitch. Crochet the outer half stitch, 1 SL straight. and then ACH. ASL street, ACH. This looks like a circle. When you're done, follow the first stitch. Last time we talked about, we've got this one. This loop is hooked on top of the outer needle. Look at this. The one I've just done is picking the needle off the outer plate. Let's put the thread aside. Next, inside this inner half stitch, hook with green thread. With the first stitch we find the position through the crochet hook. Inside is now 9. Let's take the green line directly over the inner half of the needle. Then hook ACH. Hook a loop of SC. 1. And then when you hook it, you press this thread over here. Grow the thread a little bit. Give him a loop like this. 3. After hooking 9 short stitches in this way, we find the position of the first stitch. Here we go. SL street. Next, hook 1 CH. Go on. Short stitch. Enter the needle in the position of the first stitch. This is the 6th loop. Lap 6. Laps 7 through 8. It's all one lap. 9 SC. Now we'll hook a 7th loop. Hook 1 ch. Hook 1 more CH in the 8th loop. After hooking SL straight. Hook 1 CH. And then we sprinkle a little bit of cotton into it. sew it together. Hook 3 SC directly through the stitch. Then break the thread, sewing in the body box. Cut hem the white thread too. Wrap the thread. Hook him up again with the same arm like this. Next, we'll hook the feet. Steel magic ring 6 SC in the first ring. First hook 1 CH, then hook 6 SC. Hook up, taking off the coil and pulling it tight. Then find the position of the first stitch. SL straight. Hook 1 CH, hook 6 ink in the next second loop. That's 2 SC in each stitch. The total number of stitches is 12. When you are done, find the position of the first stitch SLST. Then hook 1 CH. Next 3 to 4 loops. Or hooking 12 SC without adding or subtracting. Let's take this thread and give it a short cut. The third loop is hooked. SL straight hook 1 CH, hook 4 CH. Then find the position of the first stitch, SL straight, hook ACH. Next, the fifth loop, we hook 6 stack. After hooking the 6 stacks, find the position of the first stitch, SL straight. And stuff him with a little cotton. There are 2 feet on this one. Let's hook him up with another one. Break the line and leave it alone for sewing later. Hook another one just like it. Next, we'll hook the head. The leaves of the first we start 7 braid stitches. Wrap the thread around your pinky. Put it on the index finger. Pinch the thread with your thumb and middle finger. Crochet hook pressing the thread from back to front. Then rotate it around. Pinch the intersection with your thumb and middle finger. Crochet hook with a loop. Then pull tight. This way 1 ch. And then we're going to start with 7 ch. 7 ch. Hook off ch. Crochet winding direct with hook loop. This is ACH. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. After hooking up 7 ch, we hook a dogtooth stitch. Crochet hook with a loop through the wire. And turn it over. Pass the crochet through the siphon S in this one. That's the bulge. It's the one that's behind the bulge. The braid is going through it. And hook the line through. Then bring the hook directly to the loop on the crochet hook. This is where crochet hook is made. Next, we'll hook 1 SC in place of the first stitch. And then, we are going to hook an HDC in the next stitch, a dogtooth stitch, and then a HDC hook. We'll start by crocheting a hook medium length stitch. Crochet hook around the thread, passing through the stitches, then hook the thread through. This time there are 3 loops on the crochet hook, winding the thread directly over the 3 loops. This looks like a medium length needle. Then we wrap the thread around and hook a dogtooth stitch. After we've hooked the dogtooth stitch, we'll wrap the thread around and hook another HDC. After we hook an HDC, we'll hook an SC in the next stitch. After the short stitch is hooked, crochet a HDC in the next stitch. After the hook, we'll hook ADC in the next stitch, a dogtooth stitch. ADC, crocheting around the thread through the stitch. Then hook the thread through. There are now 3 loops on the crochet hook. We'll wind the thread through the first 2 loops first, and then we'll wind the wire through the last 2 coils. This is a HC. Then we hook a dogtooth stitch above the long stitch. After the crochet hook, crochet another long stitch inside this stitch. Then we hook an HDC in the next stitch. And then we'll hook an SC. And then, let's turn around. At the first stitch, in position of first stitch. It's here. Hook ASC. Then hook a dogtooth pin. Then hook another SC in the next stitch. Next stitch HDC. Hook ADC in the next stitch. A dogtooth stitch and ADC wrapped around the thread. Hook ADC first. Then hook a dogtooth pin. Hook up another DC in the same stitch. And then hook an HDC in the next stitch. Next, hook one SC. Then hook one HDC, a dogtooth pin, one HDC. Then in the last stitch hook ASC. And then we cut the thread behind it. And we're gonna cut the wire here as well. And then we'll give it 2 more of the same leaves. And then 3 more pieces for it to glue to. And stick it together. Then we hook the part of the hollyhock fruit. Direct crochet 6 SC. Then take the coil off and pull it tight. Connect the first pin SL straight. Next, hook 1 CH, hook 6 more SC in the second loop. Then SL straight with the first stitch. Hook 1 CH, and then break the line. Same. Hook 2 more. There are 3 fruits in total. We can pick a little cotton in the center. Don't stuff it too much. After stuffing 3 fruit hooks, give them the same. Stick it together. Next, we start with the assembly. First, we'll stuff a little bit of cotton into the hat. This will give it more dimension. Everyone can do it to their liking. After the hat is glued on, Next, we'll glue the arms. The position of the arm can be on the left or right side. You can start by pinning him down. And then you can stitch it up. We'll use this stitch. and then we'll sew the other side together. In the same way, let's wrap this thread first. This is the arm, and then the other side is the same way. Next, we'll sew the foot. Let's start by flattening him like this. The feet are probably between 4 and 5 rows of this body part. We can take a look at. This way. Stitching on this side. And then we are going to take this thread and we are going to give it a little bit of a wrap. And then we'll reinforce it a little bit with glue. There you go. This way on one foot we'll press. Sew the other one in the same way. Let's go down and organize it. Let's take the green line and take 2 strands out. Sew the lace on this hat. In the center. this looks like. Cut the threads and hide them. After stitching, next we'll sew up the nose. Sew it right here in the center. Next, we're gonna take this leaf and we're gonna take this fruit and we're gonna glue it. Let's fix the approximate position for it. And then we'll make some adjustments. Then we'll glue it on with a glue gun. When it's done, next we'll glue the fruit to it. There you go. Next we'll make center beard. First we'll cut a piece of white thread, and then we leave a paragraph roughly 5 centimeters or so of line, folded in half for 5 centimeters. And then tie it to this white line like this. Random binding, that's what we use for beards. Try to keep it a little bit longer, this way we can trim it later. Give him this. Tie it in a row. Tie a row over. Take a look. The effect of tying the 10 points looks like this, and then we use this head comb, and we're going to give him this head comb to break it up. Make sure each one is separate. This way, when people are coding, then take this to him and compare it. I can probably give him the whole circle. Tie it all up and you're good to go. I've already tied 10 here. 40 wires in a row. That's about it. And then, everyone must remember to use that comb. Give him this hair. Give him this thread. Otherwise it's gonna be a whole line. The effect is not as good. After we open it, we'll push it tighter. Tighten it up, that's the distance between the line and the line. Minimize it. Then adjust it. Then fix it to this. Above the nose. and then when it's fixed, it's organized. And finally, we take this beard and give it a little bit of a trim. Give it a short cut on both sides and a long one in the center. Shape. The final cut will look like this. That's it. The final approximate cutout looks like this. That's it.